Yeah.
Alright. Hey, it's Xandra.
And Leah.
And today we're going to be talking about something called non-disjunction.
Non-Disjunction.
Alright, so what is non-disjunction? Basically, it's the linkage of chromosomes. It's when a pair of chromosomes doesn't come apart, and so there's no representation of a parent in one cell. So as you can see in this diagram, the white chromosomes could be mom, the black chromosomes could be dad, it could be the other way around. As you can see, in the final phase of meiosis, two chromosomes are represented in one cell, but there's no representation of that parent in the other. And that can lead to things like Edwards syndrome, Turner syndrome, but what we're going to be focusing on is something very important and common called Down syndrome. What is Down syndrome? Basically what that is it's a common genetic disorder in children. It usually shows in your childhood. It's a most common genetic disorder in children because that's when it shows up, usually right after you're born or in your childhood. It starts showing symptoms, which we'll talk about later. And it causes mental disabilities, developmental delays, and other sorts of problems. And it has a range of seriousness, kind of like autism. But how can you get Down syndrome? What are the ways that you can acquire this disorder? Well, there are three types of abnormal cell division involving chromosome 21, and this has to do with non-disjunction. This is a karyotype of normal. This is normal karyotype for everybody. And, you know, human cells normally contain 23 pairs of chromosomes, one from your mom, one from your dad. But if you look at some from Down syndrome, like the trisomy 21, more than 9% of the time, this is what will come up if you have Down syndrome. These have extra copies of chromosome 21. There are 3 instead of the normal 2. This can be found in all of his or her cells. But sometimes called the mosaic Down syndrome, it looks pretty much the same, but it's not in every cell. It's only in the special abnormal cells found. There's also translocation Down syndrome. This is the last kind, and it occurs when chromosome 21, material of it, becomes attached with another chromosome. As you can see on chromosome 14, some of chromosome 21 is attached on as well. And this just happens. It's not passed down, but it's genetic, just like cancer. It's not inherited, but it's genetic. So what are some risk factors for getting Down syndrome? There's, if you are advancing maternal age, older eggs, have greater risk of improper chromosome division. People who have Down syndrome always show the flattened facial features. They have a small head, short neck, protruding tongue, upward slanting eyes, unusually for the child's ethnic group, of course, unusually shaped ears. But sometimes they show poor muscle tone, broad, short hands with a single crease in the palm, relatively short fingers, excessive flexibility. These children usually grow at a slower pace, and they do remain shorter than average kids. Okay, so what are the complications if you do have Down syndrome?
Good.
What are the complications if you have Down syndrome? If you find out that your doctor tells you that you've acquired some mutation like trisomy 21 and you have it, what can that increase risk for? Well, growing older, since, as I said, Down syndrome does occur in the childhood, it can lead to an older life that includes heart defects, leukemia, infectious diseases, dementia, sleep apnea, obesity. There are other problems like seizures, hearing loss, premature aging, skeletal problems, poor vision, and the list can go on. Life expectancies, kids in the 20s who had Down syndrome didn't live to 10, but now people who have Down syndrome can live to 50 and beyond, and that's a great medical achievement. What about early intervention problems? If this disorder can affect you at such early years of your life, what are some things you can do? There's no cure, but there are treatments that doctors can tell you about, like teen care. Your child can have a team of specialists that depend on your child's needs, provide your child medical care, and help him or her develop skills as fully as possible. There's cardiologists, pediatricians, audiologists, therapists. The list goes on, and it's just stupendous what this team can do for your child, and it's all to help your child develop to the fullest of their ability.